We're charging, it's knocking, no oil pressure, nothing. So what does it have wrong? Circuit 2 failure, power fluid low, low brake pressure. Let's hope it fires up again. Well, it's milkshaky. Some of the most milkshaky oil I've ever seen, so I think the head gasket is blown.
What flavor is it? I would say it's chocolate.
Yeah, Nutella. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think before we grab dinner, let's see if we can budge the transmission bolts under the torque converter.
Yeah.
It's really just caked on here. I'm not going for perfection, but this is the only time to really do this. So slowly but surely, we're getting there. Nothing. Okay, it's something with the starter, I guess. Well, welcome back to Living with a Classic Christmas Special, Part 2 and Day 3. If you haven't seen Part 1, well, we did quite a lot, so check it out. There'll be a link down below. We pulled out a bad engine on XC40. We put in another one, and it actually fires up and runs. It runs really nicely. That was late last night.
Yeah, so quite late, we were quite tired, so...
Yeah, so we slept in a little bit this morning because felt like a good goal. But we have a lot to do today, because remember, it is tomorrow morning, 7:30, we have an inspection booked.
The things we need to do before that is bleed the brakes, reconnect all the coolant hoses, change the thermostat housing.
The radiators are just in here loose, but connect everything up.
Yeah, the bonnet, radiator support, upper one, and all those small things.
Bleed coolant system, and go for a drive. So you're going to tackle the brakes.
Yeah.
Lubricate up all the pistons and everything.
Yeah, brush them off and make everything moves freely. We also have a power bleeder. Perfect to use, especially when you're own. Compared to when you were small, I had to help your dad pushing the pedal so you can bleed the brakes.
Up, down, up, down.
Yeah, and with this thing, well, it's nice to do work with your kids, but now you can do it yourself during the evening.
But also, some cars you actually can't manually bleed. X-Type doesn't work. L322 Range Rovers, some others we've come across. So that works really, really well. Today we're going to be using all the parts from our sponsor, Simple Performance. We've only used the spark plug so far, but they send over a lot of service items for this engine. We have a new oil filter. We have a fan belt. We have a new thermostat going in because the old engine was overheated. All things. So if you don't know about Simple Performance, they are a Jag supplier that has been sponsoring the channel for a while. Check them out in the link below, Simple Performance, their website. And if you don't find anything on there, just give them an email. They can usually get hold of most things used or new for your old Jag. All right, on to brakes, fan belts, and everything.
Yeah, so let's go.
Yeah.
It's coming out. A few more pushes. Good. One more. Perfect. So what we're doing are lubricating up the brakes before the inspection or MOT. We remove the caliper, the guide pins, lubricate them up. Also the brake pads as well. Brush off all the rust on them. On the
mating surfaces.
Yeah. So it will move freely. Push out the piston on the front brake caliper and also on the rest of them, and then we're going to push it back with the C-clamp just to make sure that it moves freely, and then when that's done we're going to bleed all the brakes.
Power bleeder, and the system's pressurized, and we're getting rid of a lot of the old brake fluid and air, so the lines will be flushed and hopefully bled. And hopefully we won't have the low brake pressure warning that we had before. Like we mentioned before, these cars use LHM, which is the green fluid and citrons, for a lot of the system, like the brakes and self-leveling rear suspension, which has been removed, but we still need it for the hydraulic boost. Normally you need a special tool to fill this. We don't have one. So out of the tip from a caulking gun and some other things, we built something that seems to work. There is like a one-way valve down there. Yeah. So slowly but surely, we're making a huge mess, but we can at least try and fill up the system with LHM. Then it's just 2 more things, and we can fire it up with everything together. So, we're really close here. Just a new air filter, courtesy of Simply Performance. And we're filling coolant. You just put in some transmission fluid from that we probably spilled quite a bit. This way. And then we thought we'd warm it up here on jack stands, and then
also try if the gearbox works, since we haven't really driven it that much.
No.
Or at all.
No, just like around the house. And bleed the coolant system, make sure it comes up to pressure, see if we need to add more LHM, see if we have any servo on the brakes, and then hopefully go for a drive. All right, let's see if it fires up today and start bleeding everything. No fuel leak? So we did have that off.
No.
The return?
Nothing.
It's charging.
Ah, perfect.
Oil pressure.
No leaks so far.
Okay. It says power fluid low. Is that the one? Yeah, that's probably that one. Wait, let me bleed the power steering.
Well, I can confirm it's low.
Okay. But is that the power fluid or is that the LHM?
That is power fluid.
The
power steering.
The warning.
I don't know. But this is so low, so we need to top it up. And it's just ATF in here, so a lot of air in the power steering system.
Yeah. We also have a slight exhaust leak. Should we turn it off and fix that before everything gets too hot?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys. It is a big one right up in there.
Adam, are we without any leaks?
Massive LHM leak, but I found the issue here. So they blanked off the leveling suspension and they just put a bolt in it. And it's leaking like, you see that? Is it?
Oh yeah, I can see it from here.
Yeah, so let's fix that.
Huge success.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about an hour or probably 2 later. We had the LHM issue, which was solved with a blanking plug for now, and we don't have low brake failure anymore or low fluid. First time we hit the brakes and really activate the ABS, the low brake pressure went away. So just we have circuit 2 failure, which should be something in the right hand circuit box. That's it. And I'll slam on the brakes right now. And they're very good. So we'll turn around and see what more we're gonna do tonight, or if we're just gonna call it a night now. But it's, what is it, like, what could it be, 10 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock at night? Yeah. So we have to put the bonnet on and do a couple other small things, but this is amazing. Well, it ended up being late night. It's early morning now, and we're at the MOT station or inspection. We're about to go in. Hope it goes well. It drove really well here. Daniel, you drove it here.
Yeah.
I realized the car was not taxed in insurance, so the first 2 minutes of driving, I was doing that on my phone. But now we're all good. We're legal.
Yeah. And no vibrations. Brakes were really good. And also the rear diff.
It's quiet. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Doesn't really happen
really good.
that often anymore.
Up front, there's knocking from bits of shock bounce. We've seen that the whole time where we said if we have time, and we didn't have time. So those need to be swapped. I think that's the only thing. But we'll see what they say. They shake it and try everything. Emissions, we don't know, because this engine has not been in the car. Maybe something's on the manifold. So hopefully that's good, and hopefully the brakes are good. But you did the brakes, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Pass or fail. I promised Daniel that at the end of this weekend full of work, I treat him to breakfast at the nicest hotel around. Well, it passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no advisories, nothing wrong, everything was perfect. We have a tiny LHM leak up front, but they didn't notice it because, the British car is meant to leak. So we celebrated because we are in Båstad, so we went to their nicest hotel and we went and grabbed breakfast, which was really good. Really good stuff.
Breakfast.
It's beautiful out here, right on the beach, and I thought we'd summarize this quite hectic weekend. This is the first time we're kind of really relaxing and it's all over. Yes, it can be done to book a time and then start swapping an engine. If it's a car you've never done it on before, it is there's a learning curve. We didn't look anything up either, which maybe we should have, but no, it's running really well. Idle's a little high. It's like 1100, so we're probably going to turn that down and see what's going on, but that's pretty much it. Emissions were perfect, brakes were really good. It just all seemed to work. The good thing is that we haven't wrenched together, but we're really good friends. So we just sort of work that we could delegate tasks to each other and work at the same time. I think that's what really works. So while you were doing brakes, I was connecting electrics, putting on like alternator and things like that. That sort of, you need to be able to do that because otherwise we would have never been finished.
Both of us are quite used to working alone, so
yeah,
doing one task and someone doing another task doesn't really affect us. So
no, but that was also the weird thing because we're used to working alone. There could have been I was a little worried if there was going to be sort of no, this is the way we're supposed to do it. We just sort of went with it.
Yeah,
and that worked really well. So I want to see what you guys think. This is something you want to do again because Daniel has a couple of cars that need to be finished.
quite a few.
There's a Mark II, which could be probably done in the weekend.
Absolutely.
There's a 911 that could be done in the weekend. There's an X300. There's a couple of cars. So let me know. Maybe that could be something. I'll drive up or take the train up to Daniel, and maybe we'll do a similar thing up there with one of his cars.
Yep.
So let us know if you want to do that. So we're going to finish enjoying our breakfast, and we'll take a last little drive over to the train station in the Daimler, and we'll let you guys know how it drives, because now we just sort of calmed down a bit and realized that it's actually a pretty good car.
It needs a deep wash though.
It does, but
Inside out.
central locking, or everything's sort of coming to life. So I think really decent car. Yeah, the headliner needs some attention, but we're out driving. We do have that LHM, so sometimes we get low power fluid message, and sometimes not. So it is on the low side, but we didn't have that much fluid last night, and you can't really get that on the Sunday. So I'm going to pick up some more, because sometimes when we hit a bump, it sort of hits low. But otherwise, car's driving really nicely. The one thing that would be nice to get working is the fans, but it starts clicking and things. So I think some contact spray down here, and we should get things working. But we're almost at the train station, and our little adventure is over. It's been a really fun weekend, but quite challenging as well. But now, when it actually runs really nicely and shifts nicely, and my heated seats work. Does yours work?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, mine's really
They're
nice
still
too.
cold.
Okay.
Ish.
Well, the most important seat works.
And also a clean slate for the inspection.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
So now it is
wrong.
inspected for 2 years.
Yeah, so that's really, really nice. And we were talking about it before. If you know, say you want to do some car flipping or something, this thing was worthless without, not working, not on the road. It's not worth a lot of money, but could we have made probably $2,000 this weekend?
Yeah.
Just swapping an engine and getting it working, and now, with no advisories. Okay, that's not bad for 3 days work with a friend and just, hanging out, having fun. Making $2,000, probably easily, probably more.
Yeah, that's on the low side.
Yeah, 3, I think.
Yeah, but both you and me, we have been flipping cars since we were like 18.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to get extra money, and also to be able to have fun cars.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost a lot or anything, since you make money on them.
Exactly. So, yes, I was lucky and I had, some things sponsored from Simple Performance, but let's say I think those parts were $200.
Yeah.
Something like that. $100 in fluid. Probably $500 for the engine, and the car was something like like $150, $200.
Yeah.
So what's
And the fun thing is that the wheels are worth much more than the
much
car.
more than anything. Yeah. So I'd say we have. Do we have $1,000 in the car? Something like that. 1,200.
Yeah, something like that.
So really, really not bad at all. But here we are, pulling into the station. Any last thoughts? You want to do this again?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll find a worthy candidate and get it all going. Anyways, thank you so much for watching our little adventure. Let us know in the comments down below if you want to see more of this. And also let me know if you want to see more on this car. Simple Performance told me that they're willing, if all this goes well and you guys go on their website and check things, they want to send more things to fix some of the last things on this car. So head on over to Simple Performance website, links down below. Pick up something nice for your car. It can be a Christmas present for yourself. And if you do email them or talk to them, make sure that you say that Adam from Living with Classic sent you guys. But until next time, I'm Adam. This was
Daniel.
And this was Living with Classic. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
It's a few hours later since I dropped Daniel off at the train station. I actually took a nap because, God, we were tired. Up late, up early. It was always past midnight when we stopped. But managed to reflect a little bit on it now, and we did it. We managed to swap an engine into this car, get it up and running really, really nicely, and inspected with no advisories. I mean, even if we had some small issues, I would still have been a win. Even if, we couldn't fix the brakes that night and we just went to drive, because there was some time where we didn't know if we could fix them or not, and we were tired. No, we weren't filming that much. The LHM leak up there was bad, and whoever shop did that, that's dangerous. Cutting a high pressure line like that and just putting, a little piece of hose on there. What if that hadn't blown then? What if that had blown later and we were out driving? What if a car behind us got 3 liters or something, 2.5 something of LHM on the ground? That could have been deadly, and we would have lost. We still would have brakes, but we wouldn't have any power brakes. So yeah, and that's just something we didn't anticipate or look at, because the car had been on the road previously with no real issues. Besides when the guy blew the engine. But let me show you sort of the bodge that we had to do. We made a fitting like you saw. It was a brake fitting that we threaded and put a bolt in for now. I have ordered a blanking plug for it now, so I should get that in a week or so, and then we can really sort of finish it off. There's still things, of course, we want to do on it, but you guys get to have a say in that. I want to clean up the valve cover, get a Daimler sticker, paints and everything. I do have a new gasket, slightly weeping. Put on the chrome strips on the side. There's a lot of small things that we want to do to it. But let me just actually show you the car now in daylight after we've done the work. And I think that would be a nice way to wrap up this video. We never put any of the carpets or anything back. They were out drying. The interior still needs a detail and all that. And it smells better now, but it was just kind of wet and damp, but we just cleaned off everything. And here, it's quite windy, but runs super sweetly. Need to turn down the idle, have a look at that, but runs perfect, shifts really nice. Still need to check the transmission fluid. We just added a liter just because we know we spilled a bit taking it out. Need to fill up and get some LHM. But down here, you see the wetness around there. We put the plug here. Can you see that? So there's a line that went into there. So it drips a tiny bit, but it's not really affecting anything at the moment. That's just some standing water. I mean, we were just cleaning off everything, doing as quickly as we can, but the warnings we had late last night was the low fluid went away when we filled it up, and we just got it to go away. We didn't have that much fluid, but we did the best we could. And then we had low brake pressure, which we weren't sure if that was, there's an accumulator sphere under here with 2 sensors, or if that was something in the ABS. But we went out driving. We weren't planning on filming it because we were sort of planning on, we failed, let's do something else. That's why we sort of stopped filming. But drove out here on my road, and then right over there, I just slammed on the brakes. ABS activated on the front left tire, I felt, and then the warning went away. So there must have been some air left in the ABS. So probably re-bleed the brakes, even though they're really, really good. Perfect brake results. But yeah, it's a good engine, and it is a good car. Just like, even just a wash and a polish. The rear half needs to be painted. You see here, and it's gone through here, so the rear half needs to be painted of the car, but that's not a problem. That'll be a fun thing to do on the channel. We paint the sills. Everything else needs to be done inside to clean up a bit, but I think it's a worthy candidate because it drives really, really well, but that will be for a future video. Thank you so much for watching our Christmas special, and a big thank you to Daniel for coming over. He's been on, I've forced him to be on camera a couple times before, but he's not really used to it, and I think he did such a good job. So leave some nice comments down there for him, and then he will probably want to come back and we do some more. He has a couple cars. I said there's a Mark II we could do at his place. There's a 911 that, you know, could get back on the road in a weekend sort of thing. There's an X300. So I think we should repeat this. Just not right now, because I need to rest for a couple days. This was quite intense, especially last night when we had that leak. We couldn't really plug it up first. We were going to like flare a fitting back there, but just I didn't have anything in that size. And then we were looking for a bolt. I didn't have anything that fit. And then I realized it's the same fitting as a brake fitting on a Series 2 XJ. I have a parts car, cut that line, and we made it. And it's good enough for now, but I've ordered a blanking plug for it. And we couldn't do it without our sponsor, Simply Performance. Please do check them out. As you know, I hardly ever do anything with sponsors, and that sponsorship really means a lot because it's a company I believe in, that I like their products, and I especially love the customer service. And that's a rare thing these days, to have like small family-owned business that is still a small family-owned business, but just expanding and still working really well. So check them out, and hopefully they get a little bit of kickback from these videos, and we can continue working with them in the future. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button. I'm going for 30,000 before the end of the year, so hit the subscribe button, help us out. Until next time, I'm Adam, and Daniel was here. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.